Baruchim Haba and welcome everyone to a special edition of All Parsha on Parshas Savo, the Ramban on Parshas Savo. The Vilna Gaon, as reported in the Masarav in Ois Kuf Lamed, had a very interesting practice, and that is he was makbid to do Hagbah. The Gra would be the Magbia. Why would the Gra be Magbia? Why? We wouldn't think that Hagbah is such a big kavod, although the Gemara does tell us that v'hagoylel noitel schar kulan, that for Galila, which is considered Hagbah, you get the reward of all the oilem. Nevertheless, there's something more here of why the Gra was makbid to do Hagbah. Because if you look in the Chsam Sofer in the Tshuvas in Yardea Siman Reish Ayin Vav, at the end of the Tshuva, the Chsam Sofer says, Hagbah is so important, it's karov l'da'iraisa. It's close to a biblical command. Why would it be a biblical command to do Hagbah? Kriyas HaTorah itself is only a takana of Moshe Rabbeinu. How could Hagbah be a da'iraisa? And the Chsam Sofer points to the Ramban on this week's Parsha as the makar for the biblical nature of Hagbah. Let us take a look at the Ramban in Perek Chaf Zayin Pasuk Chavav, on the Pasuk, Oror, cursed, Asher lo yakim es divrei haTorah hazois, is one who does not uphold the words of this Torah, la asoisoisam, to perform them, to Amar kol ha'am amen. And all the people answered, Amen. What does this mean? Cursed is the one who does not uphold the words of the Torah. It doesn't say cursed is one who does not observe the Torah, but rather cursed is one who does not uphold the Torah. Rashi learns, and the Ramban quotes it, Kan kolal es kol Torah. Here, the Torah incorporates and includes the entire Torah, the kibluha aleim, and the Klal Yisrael accepted upon themselves be'olah uveshvua, with a curse and with a oath. Lashon Rashi, this is the language of Rashi. So according to Rashi, Oror Asher Lo Yakim is a general Oror going on the entirety of the whole Torah. However, the Ramban offers a different shot, and then he quotes the Yushalmi. The Ramban says, Ufi daiti, in my opinion, Ki hakabola hazois, this acceptance here, sheyoide ba'mitzvahs belibai, that you should acknowledge and admit to the veracity and the authenticity of the mitzvos in your heart. V'yu ve'einav emes, they should be in your eyes as if they're true. Yamin, you should believe. Sheha oisa oisan, that one who performs the mitzvahs, yiyaloi schar hatayva, will get good reward. In other words, it's a mindset to accept the truth, the importance, the value, and the reward and punishment for the mitzvahs, v'ha'over aleihem ye'anesh, and that one who violates them will be punished. V'im yichbar ba'achas mehen, if one violates one of them, if one denies, he is koifer, one of them. Oitia be'enav b'teila la'olam, or in one's mind, one says, okay, yes, they are God-given, but maybe one of the mitzvahs became obsolete, hinehu aror, he is accursed. So according to the Ramban, if one denies the heavenly, divine nature of a mitzvah, or if in his eyes they become obsolete, one is accursed. But if somebody merely violates one of them, let's say somebody ate pig or a crawling creature out of desire, or let's say somebody did not make a lulav, somebody did not make a lulav or a sukkah in his laziness, he is not included in this cherem. So violating a lav is not, one does not incur this curse, but not accepting the veracity, authenticity of the mitzvahs, one is accursed. Kiloi Amar Akasa, the pasuk doesn't say Asher lo yases divrei haTorah, one who does not perform the Torah, but rather Or Asher lo yakim es divrei haTorah. Elo Amar Asher lo yakim la'asos. Yakim means ketam, similar to the meaning of kiemu v'kibalu aleihem haYehudim aleihem v'alzaram. The Jewish people kiemu, they upheld and they undertook, they accepted. So kiemu means similar to Asher Lo Yakim. Asher Lo Yakim doesn't mean one is accursed if they don't observe, one is accursed if they don't accept the truth of. But then the Ramban quotes other interpretations based on the Yerushalmi, and that is Vishalmi B'Saita, and the Yerushalmi of Saita Ra'isi, Asher Lo Yakim, he who does not uphold. V'chiyesh Torah Neifelas, is there a Torah that falls that you need to uphold it? Reb Shimon ben Yakim Omer Zeh HaChazan. This refers to the Chazan, the Gabai. Now, what is that referring to? The Ramban will explain. Reb Shimon Chalafta Omer, Reb Shimon Chalafta says Zeh Bezdin Shalmatan. This is the court of this world. Demar Rav Yehuda Rav Huna b'Shem Rav Shmuel Al Hadavar Hazeh Kara Yoshio ve'Amar. Rav Yehuda said in the name of Rav Huna, who said in the name of Shmuel, it's regarding this matter. Yoshiyahu tore his garments, and he says, Alai lahakim, I have to uphold the Torah. What this was referring to is, Chazal tell us, in the Yerushalmi in Saita, that when Chilkiyahu the Kohen Gadol was doing long overdue repairs of the Beis HaMikdash, they found the ancient Sefer Torah that was written in the handwriting of Moshe Rabbeinu. It was open to this pasuk, and this pasuk, when Yoshua HaMelech saw the pasuk Oror Asher Lo Yakim Estivei Torah Zois, he responded, Olai lahakum, it's upon me to uphold the Torah. So from here we see that there's a responsibility on those in power, the courts, the king, the Nasi, to not only observe the Torah, but ensure that others do as well. Rav Asa b'Shem Rav Tamchon Bar Chia says as follows: Lamad, if somebody learned, V'limed, and he taught, V'shamar, he observed, V'asa, and he performed, V'haisa Sveika B'yada L'hachzik, he had the ability to uphold and ensure that others observe, V'loi Hachzik, and he did not take advantage of his right to impose the Torah law. Harei Zeh B'chlal Oror, one is considered accursed. In other words, if someone is in a position of koyach, of power, he is a Rav, a Rebbe, a Rosh Hashiva, a Melech, a Dayan, and he has people he's responsible for, and he has the authority to ensure that they observe the Torah, one is obligated to make sure that they do. Now, the Ramban starts by explaining the second shot of the Yerushalmi. First, the Yerushalmi says it's referring to the Chazan, and then the Yerushalmi says it's referring to Bezdin. So, the Ramban explains the latter first. Yidrishu b'hakama hazos. What we are expected to do in this hakama, in this word Yakim, Beis HaMelech, it's going on the house of the king, B'hanesios, Shabiyadam lahakim, if they have the capacity to uphold the observance of Torah, Biyad HaRashaim, in the hands of the wicked, if they have the authority to impose the will of the Torah on the wicked, who nullify the observance. Even if that Rebbe, Rav, Rosh Hashiva, Dayan was a complete tzaddik, b'masav, but he could uphold the Torah, biyad harasham, in the hands of the wicked, that nullify it, hareza oror, he is accursed. This is somewhat similar, says Ramban, to my own interpretation, that Orah Asher Lo Yakim is going on someone who denies the Torah. He denies the veracity, or he claims that a certain mitzvah became obsolete. In other words, Yakim means to uphold the Torah in one's mind as true and truthful and important and valuable. So similar to that is to ensure that others observe it as well. However, the Ramban now explains the first parish of the Yerushalmi, that is going on the Chazan, and the Ramban has a revolutionary understanding of what this Oror is, Oror Asher Lo Yakim. Va'amru al derech agada. Chazal say, by manner of agadata, Zeh HaChazan, this refers to the Shamish, She'enoi mekim Sifrei HaTorah, if he doesn't stand up to Sifrei Torah, lahamidan kisiknan, to affix them properly, shlo yipoilu, so they don't fall. In other words, Chazal say it's referring to a Chazan who doesn't position the Sifrei Torah properly, and now they're in jeopardy of falling. However, the Ramban says that in his opinion, v'li nireh, Al chazin she'enoi mekim sefer Torah ala tzibur. It's referring to a chazan who doesn't uphold the sefer Torah to the tzibur. Laharois pnei ksavai la'koil, to show the writing to everyone. This is going on Hagbah. And from here we learn a very important inyan, that it's not enough to lift the Sefer Torah, that people should see the entity of the Sefer Torah, but the Lashon of the Ramban is, you need to lift the Sefer Torah to show the writing of the Sefer Torah to the people. And in fact, one cannot say V'zois HaTorah until they're able to see words. Now, you don't have to be able to be close enough to read the words, but you have to be able to see the writing part of the Sefer Torah as opposed to the back end. And therefore it's incumbent upon the Magbiah to go and turn in all directions so that everyone could see the ksav. Because if you don't show the ksav, then this is the orur da'iraisa of ora shaloyakim as divrei HaTorah azois. That is why the Chassam Sofer says that doing a proper hagbah is karoiv l'da'iraisa, and the Chassam Sofer quotes this Ramban in Yardei and Siman Reish Ayin Vav. Now, if you look in Shulchan Aruch and Siman Kuf Lamed Daled, Sivkata Sif Beis, and the Mishnah Brura, Sivkata Tes, based on the Arizal, it is proper for one, it is encouraged for one to try to see the actual words. It's supposed to charge someone with spiritual energy, but aside from that, it is incumbent upon the Magbiah to make sure that those who could see the kesiva, marin pinei kesivasai. You have to show the side that is written. Again, it's not obligatory that everyone could read the words, but it's obligatory that everyone be able to see the written side. L'chol ha'am ha'imdim liyamina, to those who stand on the right, u'v'lasmaila, and to the left, u'machziroi lefanav, you need to turn it before you, u'la'achrav, and behind you, shemitzvah l'chol ha'anoshim, it is a mitzvah for all the men, v'hanoshim, and the women, lirois haksav, to see the written side, v'lechraya, and to bow during Hagabah, v'loimer, and to say v'zois haTorah asher sam Moshe lefnei b'nei Yisrael. So it's not enough just to point, one should bow according to the Ramban, v'cheinoya again, and this is the custom. So doing Hagabah is not just minhag Yisrael, it's more than that, it's a da'iraisa. And if one does Hagbah properly, they get a bracha, Baruch Asher Yakim Es Divrei HaTorah Azois HaKimai. Blessed is he who upholds the words of the Torah to uphold it. So may we be zoichet to be among those who uphold the Torah, which means, number one, according to Rashi, to accept the Torah upon ourselves, according to Ramban, to accept the veracity, the authenticity, the importance of the Torah, that if we fulfill it, we will be rewarded. If we violate it, there is punishment. The opinion of the Yushalmi, that if we have the capacity to ensure that our family, that our children, that our friends observe, that is our responsibility as well. And finally, this refers to literally lifting up the Sefer Torah so that the people could see the written side and bow toward the Torah, and then accept in the Beis HaKnesses the eternal value of Torah's Moshe Rabbeinu, and all those who uphold it are Zoiche Oirech Yamim Bimina Usmoila Oisher V'Kavod Hashem Oizla Amo Yitain Hashem Yivarech Samay V'Ashalayim.